Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Steve Young and I'd like to welcome you to InternetBusinessBlueprint.com and Millionaire Mindset and Leadership lesson number 1. Alright, so we're going to cover the first lesson and ultimately creating that millionaire mindset and creating that ultimate millionaire income. And leadership lesson number 1 is this, right? You are your biggest investment. You've got to invest in yourself before you invest in anything else, okay? Because if you don't invest in you, then your income and your ability to produce is always dependent on somebody else or something else. And if something happens to that person or that thing, that system, whatever it happens to be, your income goes down the tubes. And you don't want to be in that position. And the reason, you take a look at it, the reason why people like Donald Trump have been millionaires and then lost it all, then been millionaires and then lost it all, then been billionaires, is because they had the mindset and thought process required to ultimately be successful, even after maybe they lost some of the initial things that ultimately led to their success. And so you always want to make sure that you're investing in you. Now, how do you do that? How do you invest in yourself? Okay, the first thing you do to invest in yourself is read books. Okay, there's like millions of books out there. You go to Barnes & Noble, go to the business section, the leadership section, the finance section, real estate. It really doesn't matter what industry you're in. There are books out there written by people with experience, and you can glean all their experience by reading those books. Some people might say, oh, you're going to spend 20 bucks or 30 bucks or 40 bucks on a book. It's totally the wrong thought process. No, I'm going to spend 30 bucks to learn everything this guy knows that he's accumulated in his entire lifetime in this industry. $30 for that type of information, and that's an expensive book too. Most books that'll help you get this core concept of thinking down cost like less than $10, $12 for a lot of the old classics. So here's some recommendations for reading books. For books to read, I should say, that are going to be integral to your ultimate success. First thing is The Magic of Thinking Big. Okay, that one's great. It's by David Schwartz. It's an old one written back in the 60s, but it really covers a lot of the whole thought process behind kind of opening up your mind and thinking so that you can really develop a habit of success. Okay, that's number 1, The Magic of Thinking Big. Number 2, great book is How to Win Friends and Influence People. Old book by Dale Carnegie, but great information in it because it's all about relating to other individuals. Okay, that's one's going to be a core to your ability to relate to different people from different backgrounds and ultimately network to be successful anywhere in the world. Okay, that's number 2. Number 3 is Think and Grow Rich, with the number 4 of Master Key to Riches. Both of those by Napoleon Hill. Again, Think and Grow Rich and then Master Key to Riches. Those are outstanding core concept thought process books that will really kick you in the butt and get you, thinking in the right direction towards ultimately how to have that millionaire mindset. Excuse me. And the final book I recommend to you, kind of from the, not necessarily a classic standpoint, but it's been around for a little while, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. That's definitely a great book. It's got a lot of core concepts in it that'll really help you develop your thought process regarding your personal finances and how you think about creating income. The other ones are kind of in the personal development thought process, really working on you and working on that subconscious thinking. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is going to get into a little more practical, upfront thought process to really kind of help you down the path towards creating that type of income you're looking for. So that is lesson number 1, is invest in yourself before you invest in anything else, because if you don't do that, you're always going to be subject to somebody that's going to have control over your life and control over your finances. But as long as you put that information up here, you're always going to be in control, and regardless of what situation you happen to find yourself in, nobody can take that info from you, and you'll always be able to apply it in your life to ultimately lead to success. So tune in next time for lesson number 2, and again, Steve Young at InternetBusinessBlueprint.com. If you haven't signed up for our free-part video series, or a free 3-part video series covering the basics of business ownership, you definitely want to do that, because we cover a lot of core information on the right thinking and the right tools and stuff to get you successful in your internet business. All right, we'll talk to you soon.